Here's my take on the impact of last night's federal budget on the Adelaide Hills property market. I think what you're going to see is you're going to see long-term investors decide that now might be a good time to sell and take advantage of the current capital gains tax rulings until everything changes in July 27. And so they might take their gains and put it into other asset classes. That'll lead to a little bit more supply in the market, but in the medium term, there's not going to be then further supply being added, and that's the biggest issue in our market right now. When you look at first home buyers trying to enter the market, they've had the 5% deposit scheme introduced, which just wound up demand even further, led to property prices increasing. We're not meeting anywhere near our national housing targets, and we're in a growth area here in Mount Barker where there's lots of opportunities for people to build and create new housing, but then home buildings become so unaffordable. Obviously the impact of the war in the Middle East as well has further exacerbated that, and we've just got terrible infrastructure in Mount Barker that's literally bursting at the seams and still hasn't been fixed. And so it's pretty broken. And I think that the impact of all of this too is that as you see investors leave the market, then you'll see rents increase because there'll be less housing supply for tenants to rent. So yeah, I don't like the budget. I didn't like it. The part I hate the most is obviously the broken promises piece, where it was definitely very publicly shared that they won't touch negative gearing, and here we are. It's a shame. I think it's going to penalise self-funded retirees. If we look at the landlord mix that we have at Nitschke in our business, they're not greedy landlords. They're just self-funded retirees that are trying to make good decisions to make sure that they, after working long and hard over their working lives, have the ability to enjoy a nice retirement at the end. So that's my take. Not enough being done for supply, and I do think it's going to lead to higher rents. What do you think?